Officials and coaches, welcome to the Week 8 training tape. We've got, I believe, 9 plays to look at this week. Just want to say I think we've had outstanding plays, that have been turned in and found by Sean, our trainers, our coaches, myself, and our officials as well. So I think it's really helped us to become more consistent as a staff and just improving our philosophies and our judgments. So excellent job. Keep those plays coming in. Keep working hard. All right, first play here. So this is one that we can easily get confused on. This is a legal block by a defender downfield on a receiver. And let's take a look at the play. So we've got, it's going to happen right here. It's going to be a block from the side, but it's a push down. It's not a blindside block. It's not a personal foul. It can't be defensive holding because he does not grab and hold and take anything away from that receiver. He pushes him down. It cannot be DPI because the ball's not thrown to that receiver. So this is a tough one. Don't get caught up in illegal contact. That is not a foul we have in college. We've got defensive holding. We've got defensive pass interference. We've got a blindside block. This could be a blindside block if it was not a push with open hands. If he crunches him from the side, then we'd have a blindside block. But in that one, we have no foul on this play. So if you have questions or something about not understanding something on that, feel free to reach out to me with email or a text, and we can have a conversation. Next play, we've got we always got to be thinking that every kick's an onside kick. This is a fantastic kick by this kicker. So let's take a look at the play. All right, so we've got, what do we have here? Do we have touching? Do we have illegal block? The ball's definitely not at 10 yards yet. So if there's contact, we would have a foul for an illegal block by Team K. If K touches the ball, we would have illegal touching. All right. So remember those rules. Team A, to be able to legally touch the ball, it has to go, more than 10 yards. And in this case, it is not. So they cannot legally touch the ball. They also cannot legally block. Team A cannot legally block until that ball's gone 10 yards. So those are the judgments we need to make. We'll go in slow motion here, and then we'll take a look at a different angle. And one thing to keep in mind here is somebody touches this ball, so and they're not on the ground when they do so. So we got to take a second off the clock for sure. All right, no matter what, we're gonna have to take at least 1 second off the clock because it was either touched, legally in the field of play at some point. So does the Jamestown player contact the opponent or the ball is the question. And that's the judgment you need to make. So if we go in slow motion here, it's really hard to tell. It looks like it may deflect off him. But the next comment is, your judgment is if that ball did not touch the Jamestown player, or if that Jamestown player did not block that other player, then it would be Jamestown ball, Team A's ball, where he recovered it, or possessed it, I should say, at the 41-yard line. Remember, he cannot have any advance. So just a good play to think about. Remember, we got to make sure we have 1 second at least that comes off the clock. All right, just taking a look at initial keys here. We're in the first half. We have our line judge at the top of the screen. So we're going to default to his side when we have a balanced formation like this. So remember, we've got a double-double here. 2 receivers on both sides. This back is not considered a receiver as far as formation goes. So our back judge is going to be on our number 2 receiver here with obviously our deep wing on number 1 receiver, and our back is going to be covered by our line judge. Okay, obviously we're good over here on this side. Okay, so as we go through, now at this point, we will have shifted. Now we have strength to the H's side. So this is kind of our initial responsibilities. However, remember, this is showing kind of who your initial responsibility is. We're really not looking at these guys right now. We're kind of zoned up, and we're going to see what is presented to us. Okay, so right now, when we see this, we've got this pass that's coming out to this outside receiver. So, this is a bubble. We need to read this right away, and we need to think about who is looking at what. We have to understand that our line of scrimmage official on this is going to be looking. That's a horrible. Why is it not on the arrows? Hold on one second here. Our line of scrimmage official is going to be looking here for the catch, no catch. All right, which means he's not going to be watching either of these blocks. We need to know, back judge, you need to know that your deep wing is going to have this outside block. So the back judge, you're going to have this block. Okay, so this was one that I believe we did not have any flag down. So let's take a look here and watch the action by number 24. Okay, that's enough for a hold. All right, and so comment is 10 yards from the spot of the foul, position 1, clock's going to be on the snap, do the scoring play. So let's go back now and take a look. We have to have this by our deep wing. All right, back judge, you're probably tied up in this other block because it's suspect as well. So deep wing, this is all you. You got to own this, baby. All right, that's definitely enough for a foul right there. It's a huge restriction, taking him away from being able to make a play. So we need to get a flag on that. That would be at the 10-yard line, 10 yards back. And as we said, it's going to be on the snap because we had a scoring play. Okay, so let's just remember, we got to be thinking about who is looking at different aspects of the play and to make sure we are looking in the right spot. Next play, we've got, so comment is, as soon as the ball's released, short wings, you need to move down the sideline and try to get settled, and if you can, in straddling that line to possibly be able to help out on a play. I don't think the short wing's going to, no matter what he does, he's not going to get far enough down to be able to really help on this. Field judge is in pretty good position. You could be maybe a step back further, but you're in perfect position as far as not giving up the goal line, your goal line extended. My advice would be get this G even further back, get it back on the track so you could take a step back and not have to worry about that thing. But our field judge is in really good position here. And his judgment is that this foot was in bounds before this foot came down out of bounds. And, we're in perfect position. We're looking where we need to be. So, we got to go with the ruling on the field by the official. Now, thinking about this from another thing you could do, maybe a little bit to think about is, especially if this is, let's say that we're snapped at the 20 or 15 or 10, then that short wing is going to be down there. He might be able to help out. And you're not going to turn around and look at him, but what you can do is be a little slower in going up. That way, if he would be straddling the line, at maybe the 10-yard line, looking right down this line, and he's got him certainly out of bounds, then he's coming incomplete with a whistle, with incomplete signal. And if you delay just a little bit, then that's going to happen before you go up. So we wouldn't have conflicting signals. All right. So field judge, you need to own this, baby. If you're on that pylon extended or goal line extended and you turn, into the end zone to make that ruling, it's all you. Own it, but be patient on it. And then you might be able to get some help from your short wing. And that help only would be if he has him out of bounds, without a doubt. So good job on that play. Next play, we've got second half, 4th and 2. So we've got a question on OPI or not. All right, so here's our keys, initial responsibilities. So remember, we got guys coming to the inside. So, what are our different possibilities for a pick? Well, we've got one here with this guy going, possibly picking. This is our higher probability. Number 9 coming to the inside. picking somebody. So let's watch what he does. He does come to the inside, and this guy, is that a pick? That's not a blocking posture. Look at his feet. Remember, we talked about his feet. He's continuing to run a route. So that's definitely not an offensive pick by this guy. Okay, even though there's contact there. So as we continue now, you can see our umpire gets tripped up there. And now we got judgment by the referee on if he's down or not. So a lot of things going on in this play. Now we've got our back judge looking there. We would also have our deep wing looking. And, there's just not enough there to have anything. Remember, we look for a bent, going from a bent elbow to an extended elbow, and we really don't have that action. So really, he's just using his body and kind of getting himself in better position using his body, but there's no overt act by that receiver. He doesn't, go with a bent elbow to straight elbow. He doesn't create a lot of separation to be able to make that catch. So it's a great no call. Let's take a look at the end zone view. And again, hands are there. And if their hands are just kind of holding them, we really need to see separation. That's where we need that push off, that bent elbow to straight elbow. He really is just holding them there, and then he goes up and goes back for the ball. So no clear arm from the body outwards to create separation. Ball's thrown behind, a little bit of contact, but really not enough for a foul. So great no call on that one. Okay, so really interesting play. So offense needs a touchdown to tie or win at the end of the game. So we got a Hail Mary going on. We all know our philosophy on Hail Marys. To have offensive pass interference or defensive pass interference, it's got to be really big. Okay, got to be really big. And we've got an early push here. You can take a look, a good push that extends that guy 2 yards in front. And now we've got a bona fide effort by other opponents making a play on the ball as well. So if we go back, let's take a look and see. So we've got that defender in position right here, and he's right in front of the guy that makes the catch. We get two-hand push in the middle of the back that projects him forward, and he's now out of the play. And then that receiver goes up and makes the catch. So let's look at the end zone view. I've never been in a situation where I've seen one that big at the end of the game. This is a great view showing two-hand push. Definitely pushes him forward. That guy makes the catch. And, there's just a lot of things to consider here. So push off, it did help the receiver be in a better position to make the catch. You need to take in consideration all aspects of the push. Is it enough? Does he make the catch? This is one where if you feel it's enough and he doesn't make the catch, we don't need a flag. All right, this is the end of the game. Game will be over. But in this case, he makes the catch. So if you feel this is enough for OPI, then we need a flag. And we had a flag come in from the opposite wing. I love it. I would have thrown. I think it's enough. I know there's going to be others who are going to say it's not enough. In my opinion, that receiver, two hands to the back, significant separation that allowed him to go up and make a play on the ball, and the defender who was in position to also make a play is no longer in position. So I love the call, and others are not going to like it, but we really just a lot of things to consider there when it's a Hail Mary. So take it or leave it, but those are all things that we need to think about. All right, we've had a couple of these, and just a good reminder, leaping leverage is really, really difficult. We got to make sure we understand the rule. So there's two different parts of it. There's the leaping part and there's the leverage part. So players who are on the line of scrimmage, okay, so all these guys right here, you need to be thinking about, as an umpire and a side judge, you need to think about leverage because they can leap, okay? They're on the line of scrimmage, they can leap. they can leapfrog that guy. Right over the top of him, doesn't matter, okay? The guys who are back here cannot leap. So if you're more than a yard off the line of scrimmage, you cannot go forward and leap over the frame of a lineman. You can go in the gap, okay? If there's a gap and you go over the top of that gap, you can do that if you don't land on anybody. But that doesn't happen very often, okay? So in this play, you can see 99 starts stationary on the line of scrimmage, does not step or stand on the opponent. That's the leverage part. Okay, so watch, he does a leapfrog, right? All right, well played leapfrog. My bad, this guy here. 93 kind of does it too, but let's watch 99 right there. Okay, he leapfrog over the top of him, and the guy stands up and dumps him. So we've got no foul. To have leverage, 99 would have to end up with his knees or feet on this guy's back, and then 99 would have to use that to extend higher to try to block that kick. That would be a leverage foul. Okay, so good no call here. It is a dangerous one, but it is not a foul. Going at the end zone view. Again, that's the guy we're looking at. And had he put his knees on, ended up with his knee, not even, he didn't try to put his knees on the back, but he ends up with his knees on the back because the guy rises up and then he uses his knees to then try to extend higher. That would be a foul for leverage. Okay. You can use your hands, but you cannot use your knees or your legs on an opponent. You cannot use your hands on a teammate, but you can on an opponent. Okay, so just good reminder, look up leverage, look up leaping. It's different on the punt shield. The punt shield, you cannot go over the top of their frame because obviously you're moving forward, right? And that's specifically covered in leaping and leverage, and talks about the difference between the moving forward and trying to block a field goal versus going over the trying to block over a shield on a punt. Okay, so fair catch, KCI blocked into. A lot of things to consider here. So we got a pooch kick. All right, so we obviously have a fair catch signal here, which means this player gets an uninterrupted opportunity to complete this catch now. Comes forward. We've got a legal block because we're more than 10 yards downfield. And these players were not blocked. And now we've got the only player who's protected is the one who is engaged in a block. Others cannot make contact. So if we go back here, I think the other view is going to show this better. Wait a minute, that's not it. We don't have another view. So remember, we had a punt play on, I think, last training tape about it. If we've got a Team A player who is engaged with Team B, then he would be out as far as KCI would be concerned. All others who are not engaged cannot be within a yard in front of his shoulders until he gets that catch completed. So again, this is one where he makes this catch. He might make that one with the knee on the ground. If he doesn't make it with the knee on the ground, we need a second to come off the clock. If he makes the catch with the knee on the ground, then we do not have any time that comes off the clock. So good play to think about. Good play to discuss. All right. Wow, this is an interesting one. Illegal kicking. You don't see this very often, but it's 10 yards from the spot of the foul and loss of down. So remember, most Team A fouls that are behind the line of scrimmage are previous spot enforcement. Okay. So first of all, we've got this ruled as a backward pass. So we've got a live ball, and now we've got a player who kicks it. Okay. So remember, easy way to remember it is fouls against the football are going to be a spot foul, even though they're behind the line of scrimmage. So that's illegal kicking, illegal batting, also unsportsmanlike. But fouls against the football, if it's not a foul against the football, like a hold, personal foul or whatever, those are going to be previous spot. So we're going to go from the 23-yard line. We're going 10 yards further back. We're going to go to the 13. We're going to be position 1. and the clock is going to be on the ready. So interesting play there. If he kicks that ball when it's already out of bounds, we don't have anything. He probably should have just waited a little longer, but really we do have a foul for illegal kicking on this play. It's definitely in bounds, so we would want to go 10 yards further back on that one. That's it. All right, that's our last play. Really good plays sent in again. Really appreciate all the coaches and officials and trainers and Sean finding these plays to discuss. And I really think that it's helping all of us as a staff be more consistent. And that's really what our goal is out here, is to make sure we understand philosophies, get more consistent in our judgments and such as a staff. So great job. Playoff crews, I think, are going out if they've not gone out. So good luck to everyone the rest of the year, whether you're on a playoff crew or not. Finish strong. If you're on a playoff crew, really work on even increasing your preparation for these last handful of games and finish strong. And we'll talk to you again next week.